Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me here. I stand before you as Rupali, a second generation entrepreneur, a legacy bearer with a passion for shaping unforgettable experiences in the dynamic world of hospitality. Today, I'm honored to share the stage with all of you, my fellow enthusiasts of the ever evolving landscape of technology, business, and entertainment to exchange ideas. In this vast landscape of Suture India Group, where reality, construction, and infrastructure meet, I found my calling in the heartbeat of our operations, the hospitality vertical. So it's a realm where we don't just build structures, we construct moments, weave memories, and design the very fabric of experiences. What I am going to talk about today is a very simple daily life, a very close to heart topic, yet that's untouched or unacknowledged, to say the least. We're all collectors of memories, from collecting our favorite fiction character cards that would come in the chips packets, to now wanting more personalized experiences, which could be as luxurious as going for a cricket match, a big match with the cricket players, going to an after party with them in a charter. Yes, it actually happens. So we would buy those chips not because we're hungry, but mostly to collect the cards to our deck of collections. So before we dwell into the nuances of this fascinating industry, I want to express my gratitude to the organizers of this platform that allow us to connect, reflect, and hopefully inspire. Together, let's now explore the transformative power of creating spaces where moments linger, laughter resonates, and connections endure. So, to give you a basic idea, I'll be sharing three concepts: hospitality, experience economy, and essentialism, and the innumerable possibilities that this new economy has to offer. Indian hospitality is a harmonious tapestry of warmth, tradition, adaptability, where guests are greeted with a genuine and gracious welcome. They become a part of the extended family. A few income generating services of all of these are, say, resorts, spas, hotels. We have luxury trains and in flight services and palace hotels. So, reflecting the nation's diverse cultures and richness, each region contributes to unique traditions and flavors, showcased in a wide ranged mosaic inside the hospitality industry. Why the age old philosophy, Atiti Devo Bhava, underscores a deep respect for guest equal to God. So, moving on, there's a constant competition of customers, time, attention, and money. In a world where attention is a valuable currency, businesses are increasingly turning into immersive experiences to captivate audience and redefine the way we engage with the products and services. We've moved on from an agrarian economy based on commodity. As a generic example, let's take coffee beans as a commodity, to an industrial economy based on goods that have again become a commodity, like grounded coffee that we find in the markets. Over the past few decades, the service economy as a service, serving 10 different coffees in cafes. And now it's into the transforming into the experience economy, personalizing your coffee with foam or writing your names on the cups for a differentiated experiences. So this concept emphasizes the progression from simple transactional exchange like barter to an era where consumers have meaningful experiences. With internet becoming so vastly available, there's a continuous comparison of price on goods and services. So customers are, they now don't care about the brand or the features of it or who makes it. All they need is the price, price, and price. So even the goods and services have become commoditized. So they're no longer enough. It's time to move above and beyond goods and services and take them to staging experiences. So defining the experience economy in a single line, it's a paradigm shift where businesses aim to create not just product or service based items, but immersive and memorable encounters that resonate with customers on a personal level, in the sense it acknowledges that the value of a product or a service extends beyond its inherent utility. So it lies in the emotional resonance and memorable moments it can create for its customers. So this shift not only reshapes businesses' strategies, but also redefines the way the nature is formed of economic exchange. A very small example for this, which I've come across, is the gumball machines which we find in carnivals. I'm sure you're aware of this, wherein you put a coin and then you crank it, and then you have the experience. The kid has the experience of the ball twirling and then coming to your hand. But they don't get the gumball not right away. It spirals down, giving them that experience of excitement. So there's no extra utility or a purpose whatsoever for that device. The gumball is the same features. The service is delayed, but yet it has more value. So because of the experience that the kids get, they go back to their parents, get another coin, and want to experience that feeling again. So we spend less amount on a movie ticket as compared to what we pay for a theater play. We spend more on a themed dining experience than what we pay for a casual diner. We tend to pay more on immersive concerts or live music than on any clubs that play recorded music. Not to forget, there's live action role playing events that are capturing the entire market very rapidly. So it's all in the value of what we are spending and the happiness we are getting out of it and how happy we are after spending it. So let's be honest, we all felt lonely and we craved for moments. We craved these experiences during lockdown. We missed fun with our loved ones. So now let's turn our attention into essentialism. At its core, essentialism is about identifying and focusing on the essential elements of something. Yeah, so in the context of hospitality, essentialism, it focuses more on the guest experiences and how we can make it more impactful for their experiences. So how we can create experiences that are not just memorable, but that deeply imbibed into the guests. So this philosophy encourages us to prioritize what truly matters. So leading to more authentic and impactful guest database and interactions for us. It all starts with a shift in our minds, basically. So businesses, I think, should focus more on creating a lasting impression on their customers and understanding their unique desires and aspirations of the guests and crafting experiences that speak to their hearts directly. It means embracing local culture, sustainability, authenticity, to deliver those experiences in the most genuine and enriching way. So as we navigate in this ever-growing landscape of hospitality, put across a few principles that make the entire process so much a necessity and not just an option. So the entire purpose of this is to ultimately thrive in this new era of hospitality or any product or service of that matter. So the reason I'm sharing all of these concepts with you today is because the fusion of the experience economy and immersive experiences is reshaping the way businesses interact with customers or connect with customers. And I believe and I know that to be different and to create differentiated products or services or anything that you want to sell, it's very important to balance technology with immersive and transformational. So this is not just captivating, but it's also important for us to make it inclusive and respectful to any individual's privacy, though. Not just any barter transactions while we're doing any sort of business, but to create a lasting impressions in the minds of those who are experiencing it, be it the customers, be it any other guests, be it any stakeholder in the market that you are willing to target. So I could have chosen any topic out of all of, in hospitality, there are like a million topics out there. But why I brought this to you today is because I've been researching on experience economy and immersive experiences for quite some time now. And I've been to a lot of seminars discussing about the same issues, which are actually coming up into the market right now. And not many people know about it. You know, we buy goods, we sell goods, we get services done. You get a little personalized service. For people who have money, you get that extra luxurious personalized experiences. But for the others, it's just cost to cost. You get anything on e-commerce right now. You go online, you just type up some anything, and then the AI is listening. Like Google is always listening. You just say it, and then you always have the 10 recommendations in the next 10 minutes. So when you're comparing that, no matter who built whatever you're looking for, I think we have to step up a game and look for something that is next level. We have to focus on what is coming next. So we have goods and services, we have experiences, and then what? So how do you make that experience available for everyone? I think that's what is coming up for the next generation, and I think that is what we have to look into for the future. So this is a very new and very inspiring topic for me when I heard it for the first time, or when I went to the discussions to discuss it further with the experts. And I've read a lot of reviews on Harvard and on the Economic Times. There's so many papers that are written on it. There's so many books written on this. So I hope I gave all of you a brief idea about something new today, something that inspired me. And even if like 10 of you were interested in a few words that I used today, so you will look back, go Google it, and then if you find it interesting, you will definitely thank me one day for it. And thank you all so much for having me here today, and thank you all for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you.